And Nneka, I wanted to ask you, it's been a difficult couple of hours as you guys had these conversations because not everybody was in agreement at first. But how did you come to an agreement and what was important about that?
To be honest, I feel as though what was most important is the solidarity, the unity, the collectiveness of how we've always organized. My role in what I do as president is to lay out the options and to really make sure everyone understands the implications of the decisions that we make, especially if we do it together. There was a lot of, kind of oscillation back and forth, and eventually most teams or players agreed that not playing today was the option. And I ride for my players. And so right now we're not just trying to make a statement today. We're trying to also figure out what actionable items can come out of this, because we stand in solidarity with our brethren, and right now there's just so much more that we have on our minds, but with our platform there's so much more that we feel that we can do to really create some serious change.
I think one interesting thing that we haven't really talked about, but I think was a factor is, the NBA players are making millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And, there is some financial discussion to be had here, and there are business discussions to be had here. But at the end of the day, how did you guys come to the agreement that that was not the most important thing?
Right. This was a part of the aspect of boycotting and not playing that I had to bring to the players, And for me, I'm a very principled person, and so when we talk about playing and not playing, the implications that has on a female basketball player than it does on a male basketball player are dire. And the sacrifice that we are making is, in a lot of ways, monetarily more for us. But I think that still speaks to the metaphor of what we dedicated this season to, Say Her Name. How women are often forgotten. And although out of all the sports that have decided not to play today, currently we are the least watched, and we realize that is a sacrifice that we're making. But it speaks to the identity that we've always had as WNBA players, coming out, standing in unity, and really amplifying our voices to foster change.
It was a powerful moment when all four teams who were scheduled to play tonight in this time frame came out onto the court together, all of the support personnel, the coaches, the unity that we just saw on this court. And then you addressed the entire group. Could you share with us, if you don't mind, some of what you said to them and what was important to share in that time?
Sure. Quite frankly, I just kind of said what I've been saying now. It's, we always link arms as WNBA players, as a league of women and a league of mostly black women. We've always linked arms. We don't judge on people's decisions, but we do have discussions. We hear people out to ensure that what we do together, but also what we do is lasting and sustainable. And I just wanted to take that moment to let them know that I ride for everybody. But we do have a unique opportunity now to truly demonstrate, as we so always have, as women who are empowered both on and off the court.
I know that not every team was here tonight, and so part of that discussion was difficult because it's not just the one team tonight that doesn't want to play, or it's not just the four teams who decide not to play. How will you now involve the rest of the WNBA in these decisions and these discussions moving forward after tonight?
I mean, although all teams weren't here, they've very much been in the conversation. I was on a phone call with all the teams that were to play today, leading up on the bus coming to the arena. The player rep chat, of course, has been certainly on fire. And as such a small-knit kind of league, you have different relationships that kind of foster this community in which conversations are being had across the league. And right now, we're organizing to figure out how we can have a bubble meeting, how we can also meet with our NBPA brethren to really discuss what the call to action is after today's occurrences.
That's beautiful that you would come together as both leagues and make those decisions together. And then my last question for you, Nneka, is the WNBA Commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, was here, and she was talking to the players and, giving some input. And I saw you and she huddled up having conversations. how did those conversations go as all of the ramifications were laid out?
I've had the pleasure of developing a relationship with Kathy since she's hopped on board, and having those conversations with her, it takes me back to, how we've developed a relationship over CBA negotiations and negotiating this bubble. At the end of the day, we're all in this together, and I think that that's really what I always lean on to and hang on to. And so for me to be able to, first of all, I'm very grateful that Kathy is here, to be able to flesh out these types of situations with her. It's incredibly important, but also in real time for us to truly experience the sentiments and the passion and what's important to the players and what we continue to demonstrate to be important. And Kathy is certainly an advocate for us, and I can see that moving forward, we're going to be in more conversations to figure out how we can continue to have an impact on and off the court.
Thank you so much, Nneka Ogwumike. Thank you for sharing all of this as it unfolds tonight and being so transparent and helping all of us understand as this unfolds. Thanks,
Thanks,
you.
Holly.